The most dangerous moment in a person's life isn't when they hit rock bottom. It's about 6 months later, because that's when the screaming pain has faded into a quiet, familiar hum, and the desperate need for change has been replaced by a comfortable arrangement with your own suffering. You learn to live there, and that arrangement is what kills you. Softly, over decades. Listen to me. This is important. I need you to hear this. There is a wall. It's in an alley somewhere. The paint is peeling, stained by weather and time. And on it, someone has written, not an elegant script, but in something rougher, a message. Stop wishing for a better life. Build it brick by brick. But the wall doesn't sound angry. It sounds tired. And that fatigue is more frightening than any shout. It's the sound of truth spoken after the drama has burned away. We mistake wishing for work. We truly do. We lie in bed and architect grand futures. We feel the ache of desire. We consume the stories of transformations, and we call that effort. It is the heaviest labor that produces absolutely nothing. It lets you feel emotionally busy while remaining perfectly, tragically still. You can curl up inside a wish for years, for a lifetime, and it will protect you from the one thing you must eventually face, your own inaction. That's the seduction. Hope without cost. A dream without the terrifying responsibility of making it real. This message wasn't painted in a clean room with good lighting. It wasn't designed for a vision board. It lives where excuses go to rot. And that's the only place real change ever begins. In the ugly, unseen corners of your existence. Not in the highlight reel, but in the silence between the scenes. Build it brick by brick. It's a brutal sentence. It surgically removes the fantasy of the leap, the overnight escape. The moment the clouds part, and life finally rewards you for your patience. It offers none of that. Instead, it offers weight, repetition, dirt under your nails. The kind of progress that is invisible, that no one applauds, that feels, in the moment, indistinguishable from failure. A single brick is heavy, yes, but it is manageable. You can lift it. That's the quiet insult of it. That's what makes you look away. You can't claim the task is impossible. You can only admit, in the private chamber of your heart, that you did not want to carry it today. You chose the weight of the wish over the weight of the brick. And that choice, repeated, becomes a life. Wishing is safe because it preserves your identity. You remain the tragic hero, the misunderstood genius, the person who lied, if only. But building? Building is an act of identity theft. The moment you place that first brick, you murder the person who only wished. You can no longer say, I would if I could. You become someone who could. And then you must decide, do I or do I not? That distinction is a terrifying threshold. It is the one change that changes everything, because it changes you from the inside out. It's not about what you have, but who you become in the process of getting it. And this process, this brick-by-brick construction, happens without witnesses. No one gathers to watch you lay a foundation. No one sees you mixing the mortar on a cold Tuesday morning when your motivation is a ghost. There is no validation during the hardest part. No comments, no likes, no encouraging nods. Just the silence, your breath, the thud of the brick settling into place, and the deafening roar of your own doubt. You have to trust something you cannot yet see. Most people don't fail from a lack of ambition. We are all filled with grand ambitions. We fail because we cannot tolerate slow dignity. We want the transformation, but not the monotony that forges it. We want meaning, but resent the maintenance it requires. We want a better life, but recoil from the reality that to have it, we must become a different person. A person who builds even on the days when the dream feels dead. Especially on those days. The wall isn't telling you to hustle. It's telling you to stop negotiating with your future. Stop the internal bartering. When things calm down, I'll start fresh on Monday. One day when the time is right. These are the whispers of a wish, trying to preserve itself. A better life is not an event that arrives. It is a substance that accumulates. And accumulation is boring. It is profoundly, world historically boring. That is precisely why it works. It only works for those who can outlast the boredom, who can find a grim kind of love in the repetition. Every brick you do not place today isn't just a delay. It becomes interest on the debt of regret. Not a dramatic, cinematic regret, a quiet one. The kind that seeps into your bones and presents itself as a low-grade bitterness, a reflexive sarcasm, an unexplained exhaustion that coffee cannot touch. It's the regret that makes you mock the people who are still building, because their movement, however slow, is a silent accusation of your stillness. The wall makes no promise of happiness. That's another fantasy it refuses to sell. What it promises is ownership. If you build it, it is yours. The walls around you, the roof over you, the space you inhabit, you built it. You know the cost of every stone. If you don't build it, the wishing never really stops. It just decays, slowly, into resentment. A permanent, quiet resentment towards a world you believe owes you a structure you never chose to assemble. This message exists because someone, somewhere, got tired of lying to themselves. Someone realized that hope without action is just another, more beautiful form of self-betrayal. So they wrote it where they'd have to see it every day. In the alley, on the commute, in the mirror. A reminder written from their future self to their present self. A message carried while walking past, bearing their own weight. There is no glow here. No shortcut. Just bricks. And the uncomfortable, liberating truth that lies beneath them all. You don't need a better life. Not yet. What you need first is to become the kind of person who can tolerate building one slowly. You need to forge the identity of a builder, which is just another word for someone who has accepted the long, quiet war with their own inertia. That shift in identity is the one change. It is the irreversible awakening. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. The wish becomes a ghost, and the brick, however heavy, becomes real. So this is your invitation, not from me, but from that tired, honest wall. From the future, you who is waiting, patiently, for you to begin. Stop wishing. Let the fantasy go. It was never helping you. It was keeping you company in a prison you thought was a sanctuary. Just pick up the brick. The one right in front of you. The one you've been sidestepping for weeks. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks you're building. It doesn't matter if you can't see the final shape. They won't know until the structure is already there. And by then, their opinion will be irrelevant. The only thing that matters is the weight in your hands and the choice to set it down, not in resignation, but in foundation. Carry it, place it, then go to sleep. Wake up and do it again. This is the way. It is the only way anything real has ever been built. Not by magic, not by wishes, but by the slow, relentless accumulation of manageable burdens, born by someone who decided, one quiet day, that they were finally tired enough to begin.